Hey, what is up guys, it is Phantom here and welcome back to a brand new video everyone. So in this video, we are going to be ranking all the life spells. This is going to be another spells tier list. I believe I've done tier lists for Death, Fire, Storm, and Ice I believe. So now it's time for me to do Life, Balance, and what was the other one? Life, Balance, and Myth. I think those are the three that I have left here. So today we're going to be doing Life. Lots of interesting spells, obviously, in the life, you know, it's cool and everything, so we're just going to be ranking them. So I am on a different, I'm using a different tier list, so to speak, so this is all the life spells, so it's going to be pretty much the same thing that we've been doing, but instead of, like, doing it in Photoshop and everything, I'm just going to do it here on this tier list website that someone made right there. So this is pre-made already, so it makes things a lot easier on me. So if you notice, we have a few different categories here. Instead of, you know, just S, we have S plus as well added onto it, as well as A plus, B plus, and then it doesn't go down to F, I'm pretty sure, and there's no E tier either. So it skips all those, and those are pretty much the main differences from this tier list and the ones I was doing before. So anyway, let's just hop right into it here. The first spell we've got is plus 30% to the next healing spell. Okay, for your entire team. I don't remember what this spell is called. Is it called Guiding Light, or is this one called Guiding Light? I don't remember, but okay. So okay, where should this one go? Plus 30% healing to all teammates. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a garbage tier or something a little bit later. But where should this first one go? Well, let me think. Healing is, you know, it's okay. It's necessary sometimes, but this, I don't know, because if you're a life wizard and you're just like using this spell to, you know, for your entire team and everything, it's not like your entire team's gonna heal. So I feel like this is just kind of C tier, you know, like it's okay. You might use it sometimes, but otherwise, I mean, a full team of life wizards, like when is that ever gonna happen, right? Alright, so let's see. The next up we have, oh no, it's one of these. Reduce threat on target. Obviously, it makes it so someone won't be targeted as much in the game. That's literally what this does. That's it. I seriously don't see any real good use for spells like this, and if you've seen any of my previous tier list videos, all of these kinds of spells always go in the lowest tier possible. Actually, I'm gonna add a tier right now. Let's just do garbage. Can I do that? Garbage. You can't even see that. Wait, hold on, let me try and do this properly. How about blue? Can I do that? Okay, we're gonna change that tier to the garbage tier, okay, because the spells are garbage. Alright, next up we got Centaur here. Let me see. Oh, and I must say that I'm not the expert on all the life spells, by the way, but I was, you know, thinking of doing this for each school, but obviously I haven't played that much as a life. I believe my one in the walkthrough was is like level 13 right now or something, so okay. Anyway, Centaur here. The damage is obviously a little bit low, but that's just because it's the life school, so we're gonna have to, you know, factor in that proportionality of damage and how it's gonna be a bit lower. But Centaur, I'm trying to think. Centaur, this one, 6 pips for just some flat damage. I don't know. I feel like it belongs in B plus-ish territory because it's not bad. Actually, I think I'm gonna put it in B because it's really just flat damage. But you know what? It's not bad flat damage. Back when I had like a life that was a bit higher level, that it has been since deleted, but I remember using it quite a bit. All right, next up we got Sacrifice Minion for 450 health. I'm just gonna put this in, like, I'm sorry, like, I just don't use minions. I'm not a minions player. I'm not a sacrifice minions player. I'm not a sacrifice minions player for health or for pips. Sorry, that's just not me. I don't play it very much, and I don't find this card useful at all. Next up, we have Dryad. Oh, now this one's interesting. Dryad's actually a pretty good spell. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, I feel like it's not quite that S tier, though. I feel like it's not quite that S tier. 200 health per pip. See, this is pretty useful, you know, for just those large heals and everything, especially with like heal boosts. This could do absolutely mass. Oh gosh, this is this is interesting. Should I put it in A? Does it deserve A? I feel like it might. I think I should put it in A for now, because it is a really good heal. Like it really is. It really is really good. It really is really good. I think I'm gonna put it in A for now, and yeah, that's just where it's gonna be. Okay, next up we have Life Dispel. I'm just gonna put this in B or C. It's really situational. If there was a B minus tier, I think I'd put it there, but, or a C plus. This is hard though, because it's just a dispel, you know? It's just a dispel for the life school. I'm trying to think, is there any sort of battles, like, other than PvP, like in PvE, where you'd use this, like, really strategically for a boss? B or C? B or C? B or C? Oh, decisions. I think I'm gonna put it in C tier for now. And if there was a C plus tier, I'd probably put it there. And you know what? I might even add that. I'm not really sure. Maybe later. But for now, I think it's going to go in C tier. I feel like it's just not on par with, like, Centaur and all the other, like, forthcoming B tier spells on the list. Okay, next up we got Fairy here, the absolute classic Fairy. God, I just... This one's hard, because every wizard uses this. Oh my god, this might be like the hardest tier list yet, honestly, because I just don't have a ton of experience playing with life, but Fairy, I think it goes in B+ tier. Just not as good of a heal as Dryad, because Dryad could be a bit more viable depending on the amount of pips you have. So I'm going to put it in B tier for now, because honestly, it's a pretty solid heal, especially at lower levels. So Fairy's just going to stay there for now. Forest Lord, I think that goes in S+. I mean, without saying, because, like, it's life's only AoE that they get from actually, you know, spell quests and everything, and just from leveling, you know, no price tag or strings attached on it whatsoever. It's the level 58 AoE, and I know it sucks that life doesn't get an AoE up until level 58, but this is kind of the best they got until then, unless you're willing to spend crowns on a Grizzleheim lore pack or get a Kookaburra. This is kind of the best you got, so we're gonna leave Forest Lord there for now. Next up we have Gnomes. This one seems, this is a pretty decent spell, honestly, and the damage is not even bad for life. Maybe B+, B+ or A probably, because it's better than Centaur, I think. You also get some life dispels, I think, on top of it. So, A or B+, A or B+. Is it Dryad level or is it Fairy level? I think it's probably, I'd have to say A tier, okay? I'd have to say A tier. It is a pretty good life spell. Overall, it does some really good flat damage. Next up is Goat Monk. This lore spell is kind of dog shit, if I'm being honest. This is definitely one of the worst lore spells in the game. It's just flat damage, and that damage is not even good, like, at all. There's just literally no bonus that you get with Goat Monk. Goat Monk goes in C tier. Okay, next year we have Guardian Spirit. Now this is an interesting one, because if I would have made this list like a couple months ago, whatever, how long it's been since the last, you know, PvP nerf or whatever, Guardian Spirit was nerfed into the ground. As in, I don't think you can use it in PvP anymore. And I'm not the expert, but if you can use it in PvP, there's definitely significant drawbacks, because it's definitely not what it once was. However, in PvE, oh god, I didn't mean to put it in the garbage tier. It's definitely not garbage, I'll say that. But in PvE, it can still be pretty useful, I think, and pretty viable overall. Regains 50% of your health after you die, like, only for 5 pips? I feel like that's really, really good. Decisions. Like, if this was before the PvP nerf, I feel like I'd put it in S+ tier, just because it's viable across the board whatsoever, but I think it deserves A tier, because even in PvE, it's still really, really viable for that health back after you die. It literally saves you from death, essentially. So I'm gonna put it there for now. Next up we have, like, what is this called? Mega accuracy or some shit? I don't even know what this is called, but 10% accuracy to all friends. C tier, or is it garbage? Like, it's kind of garbage, but no, it's not as garbage as the spells in garbage tier. Okay, no, it's C tier. It's C tier because it can still be useful, even though it's not really. Next up, we've got Guiding Light. I think this is Guiding Light, and that one might be called Brilliant Light or something. Guiding Light, I think it's just got to go down there with Brilliant Light. Like, life's, life's by, how do I say this? Life's by birth. You usually have a lot of outgoing and incoming healing, right? So it's like, why would you need that much more, and spend the extra time? I just feel like it's unnecessary. I think both of these spells are really, really unnecessary, and I don't see Life's using them a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not the Life expert, but personally, I don't see them being used a lot. Alright, next up we got the Hungry Hippo, and I think this goes without saying, it goes into S+ tier. Like, it's literally, you just 5 pips in a Shadow Pip for more than like 1,000 damage, plus a really, really good absorb. This is arguably just one of the best life spells out there, and it really has yet to be replaced by anything on this list. There's really no spell quite like it. Next up is Imp here. Okay, C or garbage? C or garbage? C or garbage? Nope, I think it goes in C still. I think it goes in C just because the garbage spells are just that bad. So I've got to put it there for now. I mean, it's a classic, so it goes in C. Next up is, what is this guy called? Isn't this guy called like, no, it's, I don't remember. I was going to say like Namaste, but I think that's what this is called. So, whatever. It's called like, I don't know. I don't remember the name of the weird Egyptian lion flying man. Okay. Let's see here. A+, A, B+, probably these are the tiers I'm thinking for it. I mean, it's a shadow spell divided to the enemies, but it's still like flat 1,000 damage for 4 pips and a shadow pip. I'm trying to think. It's a pretty decent spell. It's definitely not Hungry Caterpillar level though. Not even close. But I think it deserves a nice. I think it deserves a nice little A tier. Yeah, I think it deserves a nice little A tier. Honestly. Next up, we got King Art. This one's pretty decent as well. I think, actually, I would put this in A tier, and I put this in A plus tier. A plus tier. I put it in A plus tier. Yeah, whatever your name is, weird Middle Eastern flying guy. But yeah, putting you in A plus tier, and then you're in A tier, King Art, because you do some decent damage, you get a pierce, and does it heal you? I think it heals you, but the card's a little bit cut off. So it might do some sort of overtime heal. That's what it kind of looks like. Next up is going to be, is this called Legend Shield? I don't remember. This might be Legend Shield, or this might be the other one. I'm not really sure what the other one's name is, but we've got a Death Shield and a Myth Shield right here. I mean, I don't know, B tier, because like it's a shield, you know. Obviously you'd have to set for something, so it's situational, so it's B tier, I feel like, because I don't feel comfortable putting a shield any higher than B tier, so I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Next up is Leprechaun. I feel like this just goes with C tier, because with Imp, it's nowhere near Centaur's level, really, of like actual practical use, especially when you get later up in the game. Leprechaun's just not that good. Lifeblade, S+. Life is just in desperate need of all the damage that it can get, so S+ tier immediately for Lifeblade. Next up is Life Prism. I mean, if the shield goes in B, you're gonna go in B+, I think, because it's just like, it's situational, right? But I feel like it's a better situational tactic than Legend Shield. And you know what? It might not be. Oh, it could either be Legend Shield or it could be like Ether Shield or something. I don't remember. It's one of those two. I'm pretty sure. But Prism, I feel like, is just a little bit more useful than an actual shield, because shields aren't really necessary to win, but prisms are. So I'm gonna leave the Prism in B tier. Next up, we got Life Shield. B, because like shields go in B tier. Yeah, we're gonna leave that there just because it's really situational for a specific thing, aka life boss or mob. Next up, Life Spear. I mean, let's be honest, like, when are you actually going to use Life Spear as a life wizard? When are you going to use any sort of spear, any sort of pierce blade as any wizard, unless like you maybe in PvP, but like I think there's like Maycasts for that, so I feel like this just wouldn't be useful at all in any sort of way. Next up is Life Trap. So it's not quite as good as a Life Blade with the 40%, I think, so it doesn't go quite in S+ tier. I'm trying to think, because it's a 50%, or it's a 15% decrease in damage then from compared to Life Blade. Of course, it doesn't decrease your damage. S or A+? S or A+? I'm trying to think. I feel like it would go in S. I feel like it would go in S, because it's still an increase to your damage, which once again, life desperately needs. So we're going to put it in S there for now. Just kind of a mini Life Blade kind of thing, but anyway. Next up is Luminous Weaver. This is a pretty good spell. Yeah, this is a pretty good spell. I remember this was absolutely god in PvP. Does pretty decent damage as well as gives a weakness, so it's actually, it's really not a bad spell at all. I'm trying to think though, does it go, I feel like it might go in like A tier. I feel like it might go in A tier because it can definitely be used in a variety of situations. I feel like I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. Luminous Weaver, you're going in A tier. I might move you up higher, but we'll see. Next up is Life Prism, goes with the same Prism, or it's Mass Life Prism, so it goes to more enemies, but I feel like it's not quite that A tier, because it's still a Prism after all. Alright, next up we got Mass Triage. So, where should this go? This is really situational. Obviously, if you got like a detrimental overtime, right, then, especially on your whole team, this would be really useful to have, you know, say like for the Pendragon fight, obviously this would be pretty good to have. I'm trying to think, it's really situational. I think it goes in B+ tier though, with all the other pretty situational yet pretty useful cards, so I'm just gonna leave it there. What is this, like Mega Soothe or something? You're going in garbage. I hate you. Shut up! Okay, next up, we have Minor Blessing. The classic Minor Blessing, it goes in C tier. It's just, I don't know, or does it go in garbage? Because like, I feel like I'm going to put it in C tier. I'm going to put it in C tier because it's not completely useless. And I feel like if you have a lot of outgoing / incoming healing boost and you crit, this could be good. I could see why this could be useful in some situations. Yet it's still a 65% heal. And yes, it's 0 pips, but C tier for now. Next up is Namaste, the 20% life pierce, 12% life crit bubble. This is not bad. This definitely isn't bad, especially if you're running like some sort of offensive life. I could see someone using this, even though it's probably not that widely used. I'm gonna put it, I think I'd put it in B+ for now. It's not quite that A tier level for me, and it probably never will be. Next up we have Treant. I think it probably goes in B tier along with Centaur. It's pretty good flat damage for the amount of pips it costs, and I feel like this is a little bit more widely used than Leprechaun or Imp, so we're gonna put that in B tier for now. It's really weird, I'm not used to having like the B tiers be sort of like low on the list compared to the A tiers. Obviously it's like however this person made their list, but it's fine. I mean, I can work with it, I'm just not, you know, used to it. Pigsy, S+. I mean, best heal in the game, hands down. Like, is anyone gonna argue with me on that? It's absolutely beast. Just 550 to all, you know, friends for 4 pips. It's just the unicorn on fucking crack, you know? It's the unicorn on crack. I mean, put like a radical on this, put some healing blades, like you're gonna be doing mass healing with that. Next up is Rebirth, and I'm trying to think. I feel like it goes in S because it's still a really, really solid heal, as well as it gives an absorption to all your teammates. It's really good. It really is. Rebirth is like seriously a god heal in my opinion. Not so much as a Pigsy, man. If Pigsy gave Absorb, that would just be absolutely broken, but Rebirth is like a mini Pigsy / unicorn sort of way, but with the Absorbs definitely gives it more points, so we're going to put it in S tier. Next up is this fairy. So this is the fairy that life gets, which is 420 health, haha, nice. And then next up we have this 400 for self only, which is the other fairy, which is what all the other schools get that are not life. So I'm going to put this up here with just fairy because it's not a big difference, it really isn't. And yeah, both of them have 100% accuracy. There's not a huge difference between them, so B+. Next up, Regenerate. This is interesting because I never see this spell used. I feel like this goes, man, this might be kind of controversial, but like, I feel like it goes in a tier below Fairy, and here's my reasoning, right? The reason why I feel like this spell isn't very widely used is because it's just the initial heal off of it, because usually when you heal, it's going to be in like a dire situation where you badly need that health, and you need it quickly too. This spell is an overtime heal, with the initial heal being really, really shit. Of course, it gives you 1,000 health later, which can be really good. It can really save you if you start dwindling on low health. And you know what? It's still B tier, which is not bad. But that initial heal, I feel like, doesn't do a heal spell's job, and doesn't heal you a lot initially, so I'm just gonna put it there. 52 health, like, come on, Kings, I'll do better than that. Next up is Sacred Charge, 500 damage, and a 250 absorb. I believe it's on yourself. I mean, if this was an AoE, that'd be really, really OP, but I don't think it is. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's not. Sacred Charge is decent. I mean, 500 damage plus 250 absorb. If this had, like, another heal on it, it'd probably be broken, but where does Sacred Charge go? Now, don't get me wrong, it's not amazing. It's definitely not amazing, but is it King Art / Luminous Weaver / Gnomes level amazing? I don't know, dude. To me, it feels like it is. To me, it feels like it is, and it feels like a really decent life spell. I might just put it here for now. I feel like, I don't know, though, because it's not the best. It's clearly not the best, but I feel like with a decent enchant, like, it's not bad. It's really not a bad spell. I remember I got this on my death when I was farming Aphrodite, and I just got it from the chest randomly. I think I'm going to put it in A tier for now, because it's not a bad life spell. It does decent flat damage, it gives you an absorb, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. Alright, next up is, what is this, Sanctuary? Let's see, plus 50% healing as a bubble, so to everyone. This is interesting. You know, this is probably the hardest tier list I have done yet. I'm going to have to say, maybe B tier? I just feel like it's not, no... B plus or A, because I gotta really think about this, because 50% healing boost all time is like not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Nah, it goes in B plus, I'm sorry. It's not amazing, but I can see why it would be useful in a lot of situations. Next up is Satyr. I think this goes in, God, I would say A plus maybe? Yeah, I would say A plus. It's a really, really solid heal. For 4 pips, it does 860, which is an insane amount of health for the amount of pips. Actually, because that's a lot of health for 4 pips, if I'm being honest. That is a pretty decent chunk of health for 4 pips there. Oh, God. S, A+, S, A+, S, A+. This whole video is just me going back and forth, usually between 2 tiers, but it does have a... No, because the Rebirth has absorbs, okay? And Satyr just is flat healing. And it's going to be an A+ for now, which is still a really, really good tier compared to all the others. So it has a lot of, you know, healing for the amount of pips it has. That's just it. Alright, Life Scion, garbage. I mean, okay, listen, hear me out here. I feel like a lot of Life Wizards who have actually played with a lot of Life spells might agree with me on this. However, I feel like a lot of players who don't play Life probably disagree with me on this. And that's because I feel like randomly, a random person would say, Oh, it's a Scion. It must be pretty good, right? It must be pretty good. It's a Scion after all. Scions usually are pretty good for their school. However, if you just take a look at Life Scion, I mean, guys, 11 pips, okay? 11 pips for 1100 healing plus 300 healing over time, I guess that's so to speak. To all. Is it to all? I think it's to all. If I'm trying to remember what that effect is, but I'm pretty sure it's absolute dog shit. To the fact that doing double healing, you just don't need that much healing, basically. The point I'm trying to make is, hold on, how do I zoom out here? Can I just, there we go. The point I'm trying to make here is that, hold on. The point I'm trying to make is that Life already has so many heals in its arsenal, so many better heals, right, that are just more value whatsoever. So why the hell would I spend 11 pips on a heal? This is garbage. I'm sorry, this is garbage, and it's going to stay garbage until the end of time, until it gets buffed or something. King's please fix Life Scion, its ass. Next up is Serif, and I think this goes probably on the same tier as Centaur. Yeah, probably. It's just flat damage, the same as Treant and Centaur, so I'm going to put it there at B tier. Next up is the Life Minion. I never use this guy. I don't know if he's very good or not. The Life Minion. I don't know. He could be kind of ass, but then again, he could be decent. He might heal you though, which could be a good thing. I'm gonna put him in B tier for now because I'm very unsure of how good he is. He might be a B plus or even an A if I actually played with him, but I haven't because I just haven't played Life all that much. But it's just a minion. Minions are never that good, so I'm just gonna put it in B tier. Next up is Spiny Sword. This one's actually a pretty decent life spell with a pretty decent damage output. Like, actually, it does like 1350 damage. Of course, over time, it does 1350 damage. But for 10 pips, that's like pretty good. That's like pretty good damage for Life. I would say it goes up here somewhere. I mean, with an enchant and with a couple blades, like you could actually be doing mass with the Spiny Sword. Maybe A plus. Maybe A plus. It might not be it just might not be quite that S tier level. This is interesting. This is really interesting because actually, is it better than this guy though? Is it better than the Middle Eastern Flying Lion Man? I don't know. No, I think it's pretty on par. I think it's pretty on par for the damage and the pip cost. I'm gonna put it at A plus for now. All right, next up we got Absorb 400 damage. I don't actually remember. God, what's this called? Spirit Armor, I think. I think it's called Spirit Armor. I have not used this spell, God, in many years. It's kind of just not that good. Because, like, a lot of spells in Life give this card anyway. Like, along with the heal. So why wouldn't you use that instead of just a regular Spirit Armor, right? I'm going to say it goes in B tier. Because it's like, I feel like it's more useful than these spells. But it's not that useful overall. So I'm going to put it there. Alright, Sprite Guardian. I'm going to put you in C tier because I'm pretty sure you're shit. And I'm pretty sure you're worse than this Avalon minion. So I'm going to put you there. Next up, we have the regular Sprite spell. Once again, C tier. I just don't think it's very good. Triage, I would think, goes probably in the same place as Mass Triage, or does it go in one below because it's not a mass spell? I'm trying to think. No, I feel like it goes in B plus because Triage can still be a really good spell. If you got just one of those crucial overtimes on you, I feel like it can be just super useful. So I'm going to put it in B plus tier for now. Next up is Unicorn, and God, I gotta be honest, Unicorn has really gone out of style these days. You got spells like Pixie, Rebirth, that are just literally superior in every way to Unicorn. And I'm gonna be honest, I mean, it's a low-level spell too, so I guess you can't really expect it to be that good. But it's just not that good. It's really not that good of a spell at all. Is it on par with Fairy, or is it a little bit worse? That's the question. That's the question. It might be on par with Fairy. Honestly, it might be on par with Fairy because it's to all people, but no, you know what? No, it's on par with Regenerate. I'm sorry, it's just not very good. Last spell on the list. Well, actually, no, there's one more after this, but it's not here right now. I'm just gonna, add that in myself. But next up, we have Wings of Fate, the AoE life spell. 6 pips and 1 shadow pip for 500 damage to all enemies. Now, sure, you get some healing back, and sure, it's an AoE. But this is just a huge rip-off, in my opinion. It goes in B tier. It's just not good. It's just not good. Like, this spell is not good. Even with an enchant, it's still going to be just doing less than some certain spells would. And it still costs you a shadow pip as well as 6 regular pips. total ripoff of a spell in my opinion, similar to the Life Sign, where it's just a ripoff that's just gives unnecessary effects that you just don't really need in a spell. So I'm gonna put that at B tier for now, and then that's pretty much it for the list, except for one spell, which is Rat Spin, which is the one that you get, which is the AoE that you get from the Grizzleheim lore pack. It's really, really good. I mean, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure it like does as much damage as a meteor. So even though it's not on this list with me today, and I don't actually know how to add a new card in to one of these, so I'm just gonna say for Rat Spin, I would put it at either S plus or S tier. Okay, I'd put it at S plus or S tier. It's a really solid AoE. I mean, with an enchant, it can just absolutely do mass. It can absolutely shred people, and as a life, low level, if you get it, you're just going to be absolutely stomping on everyone. So that's going to be it for my life tier list, everyone. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, you could leave a like down below, or, you know, let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with any of my points that I made about any of the spells or my placements for each one. Make sure to subscribe for more content in the future. I'm posting videos like this all the time because it's summer, and I have a lot of time to do so. So anyway, hopefully all y'all did enjoy. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone, and peace out.